Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we are the Who in the Torah YouTube channel. And it is Shabbat.
Yay! All right,
All right.
We are going to have a celebration here, and we are not just celebrating Shabbat, we are celebrating Shabbat, that we are all together with you guys, and we are blessed because we love you guys truly as a family, and we are very, very happy that you guys are with us, and we are able to seek the Creator where He is able to be found, seek His Son where this is possible, and it is able to praise our Creator while we still have time. And these are the times, and we are the people that the Bible has said will rise up towards the end of times, and will seek our Creator with all our hearts, with all our minds, with all our souls. And it is the best world that we can possibly live in too. It is the least amount of work. It is the greatest success, and it is the easiest. Without easy, I don't know how to say it. The laws of Yah are easy. There's nothing that I have ever found in the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator that is hard. I can't find anything. I don't understand what everybody who wants to toss these laws, statutes, and commands on the cross are even going off about, because I truly believe that everybody who has come across that statement and says they are for no more have never read them, because they are a beautiful thing. They are a life-changing thing. It will bolden your family. For anyone who wants to be a real alpha male in a world where it's full of beta males, the Torah is where you will find your alpha maleness. It is where you will lead your family, and you will lead them the right way in the right direction. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
How's family?
Good.
You guys made it. We made it to Shabbat. Okay, go ahead,
I
Kate.
want
What
to
you
make a
got?
point where he said it was easier, and it's true. It's easier on your bodies, health-wise, rest, food, everything like that is easier, and on your soul as well. It's easier on your soul. You're not confused. You're not conflicted of what you should believe in. You know what the path is. That's how it's easier for you.
Absolutely. And last week we looked like this family looked like a bunch of zombies. The week before that we looked like zombies. We looked terrible. We have not been able to celebrate a full Shabbat for 3 weeks, and now we are on a Shabbat, and the people look far different. Everybody looks a little bit better. Everyone's a little happier. And how you doing, Jade?
Good.
Nicole?
Good.
Eli?
Good.
Everything good? Kate?
Good.
Everything good? All right, we'll start with a quick prayer. Precious Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, we are your people. We are coming before you as you have told us to come before you, and we are here. We thank you for being our Elohim. We thank you for being our Father. We thank you for your Torah. We thank you for your Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. And we thank you for your ways of righteousness. Father, your ways are beautiful. Your creations are amazing. And everything that you have ever done for your people are incredible. And we thank you. And we cannot thank you enough. So from the bottom of our hearts to everything that we have, Father, we thank you as your people, and we take you at your word that, Father, you will be with us, that you will guide us, that you will put us where you want us to be. And Father, we are hooked onto you. We are putting everything we have into you. And Father, we thank you. And we can't thank you enough for a day of Shabbat, that we are able to get some rest, and that we are able to hang out with the people that we love, our family, and for bringing us all together under your name, under your banner. Father, we thank you so much for everything. If there's others out there that are struggling, that are broken, that are just needing your help, Father, I ask that you will put your hand upon them, and you will guide them, you will comfort them, that you will ease them, and that you will love them and show them the love of your people and your family. Father, we ask this all in the name of Yahusha. Father, we ask this in all of the name that is good, your name. Amen. All right. Everybody, how are you? I talked to you out there. Who do we have in the chat room? How is everybody out there?
We have Adiel and the Creole family.
We got the Creoles. Those are big family to us. They are definitely family, and they are very good friends. We love them all. Who we got?
Zachariah Z.
Zachariah Z and family.
And I'm sure his wife.
Rhiannon. No, wait. I said it wrong.
Rhiannon.
Right? Rhiannon. I think I got it right. If I didn't get it right, sis, I'm super sorry. Much love to you and your fam out there. Who else we got?
Emissary of Elohim.
Emissary of Elohim, give your little gal a big hug. Much love to you, brother. We love you, and we're always here for you, brother.
Brother Glenn.
Glenn.
And his wife.
And
I'm sure she's there.
I don't know Brother Glenn's wife's name, but Brother Glenn's wife, much love to you, dear sis. And Brother Glenn has been an enormous blessing to our family. This guy is a scribe of Yah. He is a studier, a researcher, and the guy is on spot with his stuff. I can't... I'm so happy with the people that Yah has sent to this channel, because we don't have all the answers to everything. In fact, we don't have a lot of answers, but there are folks who are out there that do. And so Yah has brought the right people here, and much love to all you guys.
And we have the Grand.
Oh, the Grand's here.
Or Graham's here.
Yeah, the grandma. That's our adopted grandma. Much love to you out there, and to anybody that joins in this chat. Much love to you guys out there. If you guys have any kind of prayer requests at all, please get them in the list. We will update our prayer request list. We pray for a lot of you guys, and yeah, let us begin into this. What you got?
Brother Glenn's wife is Mariana.
Marina, I think.
Maryna.
Marina.
Marina.
Marina. That's cool. I haven't heard that name before. Marina. That's cool. So yeah, Brother Glenn and Marina. Thank you guys. If I got that wrong, put the little thing how we say it right in there, and hopefully got all your names right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I look at YouTube stats, and I look at them when we're doing these videos, and we seem to lose a lot of people as we start going through the Torah. And this is one, I guess, has become a tradition of this ecclesia here, is that we go through the Torah. And I think it's not really a tradition, because I'm sure they did this back in the days where they went through the Torah with everyone. So if you guys have never heard of what the Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And every week, we always get new people who just happen to see this live thing, and they come in here and they wonder about this. And, there is I guess it's a lie from the pit of Satan that says we are unable to keep these laws, statutes, and commands. But I've never found anything that is remotely like that. And so before we get into anything, we are going to go into what we do every Shabbat, which is go over the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. Now, before you guys tune out, before you click off, guys, it is a commandment that we are writing this upon our hearts, minds, and souls, upon our doorposts, upon the fences of our gates. We're supposed to think about this when we rise up. It is supposed to be a part of our system, right? It is supposed to be, we should not do anything in life at all unless we are coded in the Torah. If we are doing things that take us outside of the Torah, then we are not in the covenant that our Creator has given to us. So guys, let's start and go over these. And guys, as we get through 1 through 100, I know a lot of you have been through this before, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do this. Maybe one Shabbat we will start from the bottom and go to the top, but let's go over this and begin. I will start. The first commandment that we have ever found is called be fruitful. And you know that right out of the gate, that is everything, right? We can totally be non-fruitful in our lives, and it shows when we're not fruitful. All right, Kate, go on. Let's run this.
Multiply.
Yep.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it and have dominion over the fish, the fowl, and every living creature.
The earth bearing and every tree is for food.
Men and women should build their own families. Man and woman should build their own families.
Master sin.
Very important commandment, guys. Commandment number 7, when we're reading through these and we actually end up with the commandments, the 7th commandment in what we read from Genesis 4:7 is a master sin. Now, that may not sound like a lot of thing to do, but you don't master anything unless you are able to defeat it or overcome it. And so when we master sin, that means we get a hold on it. And if we are living in sin, if we are living in evilness, we're not mastering it. If we have a pornography addiction, we're not mastering sin. We're committing adultery. We're destroying our hearts, minds, and souls. We're doing horrible things. All right. Every cling, moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Very important.
Walk before me and be perfect.
Guard Yahuwah's laws, covenant, statutes, and commands.
And guys, can I please put a quick pause on this and take a quick look? Last count we had of this, there were 37 commandments. There is a commandment in the Bible that it says it way more than all the other commandments, and you're looking at it right here. So if you had a number 1 commandment, and I'm not going against Messiah Yahushua that said the most important commandment is to love our Creator with all our heart, mind, and soul, and love our neighbor as ourselves as a secondary. But this is by far the most repeated commandment. And so if we are to guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments, and he tells us this 37 times, and I'm sure there's going to be more, we got to remember this. All right, every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread, matzah.
There is one Torah for the stranger and one for the Ebrim.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah.
You shall not make a graven image.
That would be cool if you guys said it at the same time and continued on it, but let's just get it in routine here, okay?
Do not bring Yahuwah's name to naught.
Keep the Sabbath.
Honor your parents. Do not kill.
Do not break wedlock.
Do not steal.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbor's. Do not make an altar from rock that a tool has touched.
Do not go up to the altar by the steps.
If a man steal cattle, he shall restore it 5 times.
Yahuwah's laws for criminals.
And what is that? What does that mean for Yahuwah's laws for criminals? Why don't we have anything in here exactly?
Because it's a big, long thing of what to do if you catch a criminal stealing, how much he should pay, how he should be punished.
And according to Yah's laws, if a man is caught in your house at night, what are you able to do to him?
You are allowed to kill him. If he's
well,
there to hurt you, you can hurt him.
Well, if he's breaking in your house, but if that happens during the daylight hours, then what happens?
Then you gotta try to stop and bring him before the court. You know?
Right. And for those of you who want to see the exact full laws, at the very top of this page, and this is guys, I didn't tell you guys, but it's Yahuwah and the Torah, YHWH ANDTHETORAH.net. We have just this list. We have a full version that has all these commands listed out with the actual verses, and then this is the simplified version right here. And Nicole is busily always getting these in there.
And I put the link in the top of the chat too.
Okay, the link is in the top of the chat as well. Thank you very much. Okay, you shall stone the witches, wizards, and mediums. And folks, I did put a star right here because this is you can't do this in the world that we are in today, or pretty much half of the Hollywood would be completely gone. Everything would be gone. All the wizards and warlocks would be gone. But it is a commandment we need to know. And like the Grand said a while ago, we may not be able to pick up rocks and chuck them at them, but we can pray against them, and we can pray and use what we can against that, which is supernatural forces against supernatural forces. Okay, do not lie with beasts. That is Absolutely filthy.
No sacrifices to other gods.
Do not oppress the stranger, fatherless, or widow. Do not charge your brother interest.
If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return to him before sunset.
Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Now, what does that mean? Does that mean we should not curse Mr. The walking corpse, Mr. Jiden, or Bo Jiden, or Joe Biden, whatever his name is? What does that mean? Does that mean we should?
No, this is more of a person that is in Torah. This is people of Yisrael, but this is not the current Yisrael back in the day when they were following Torah.
Yeah, and so a lot of people will say this and like, well, you can't go against your rulers. Well, your rulers are extremely evil, and we should not be under that. But we're all in captivity at the moment. 40. Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false report.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
Do not judge righteous against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Do not oppress a stranger. Love the stranger.
Give your land rest in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feasts of Yahuwah.
Do not cook your goat in his mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Okay, well, let me stop right there, because if it says do not bow down to other Elohim, we have 3 or 4 billion people that believe these are laws, statutes, and commands are on the cross, right? They do not apply to them. That is for the old people of old. It says do not bow down to other Elohim. That's a command, right? If we are on the cross, we have unlimited rights to do whatever we want to do if we have no kind of litmus test, which is why this is our line. This is our line in the sand. You do not cross the Torah, or if you want to live, right?
Right.
Serve Yahuwah.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not make or use this anointing oil on a normal person.
Do not make or use perfume on a normal person.
And we're talking about Levitical anointing oils.
Stuff that doesn't go outside the temple.
Right. Do not eat the fat.
Do what you say you are going to do.
That's what a real man does anyway.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
And this, guys, don't let this one trick you, but this one, Leviticus 11, the entire chapter, Leviticus 20, 25, and then we have Deuteronomy, which basically puts them all back together. Women's time of separation. There is a law for all of that. You are not to be with your woman during the women's time of separation, and things happen, and these are things that women should definitely understand and know, as well as men and families, and we need to give our support to our women during that time of separation.
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
Keep the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippurim.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Well, that's on the cross, folks. That's on the cross. So, I mean, that's what this would say. Do you guys understand what this says? It means that you could uncover the nakedness of your family because they have no rules. And that's very dangerous. When you're dealing with people who don't use the Torah, they could deceive you and they could do horrible stuff, and they can get away with it because it's not in their rule set. Okay? Do not take your woman's sister for wife.
Do not lie with a woman on her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Do not be a sodomite.
Be holy.
Do not reap the corners of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard.
Do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar.
Pay your workers for the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Well, that's on the cross. I say we take out the old people. They're really old. Well,
Do
no.
not endanger your
Just
neighbor.
because they're old, they're not disabled.
Well, they're not disabled, but I mean, this. When we're talking about, I'm trying to get people to understand the ridiculousness of a saying that the laws of that this list that we're reading do not apply to us. Right? You would trip the blind, you would stumble over the deaf. I mean, you would just really mess the world up, and you have no rules, right? Because if you have no rules, it doesn't matter. All right. Do not endanger your neighbor. Do not hate your brother.
Rebuke your neighbor in his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
Do not mingle linen and wool.
Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery.
Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Don't be a beta. Do not cut yourself for the dead.
Do not get tattoos.
Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not defile your temple.
Do not consult the medium.
Respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manner of the nations.
Feast of first fruits, Shavuot, and the Omer count. Keep them. Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah, keep them. There's only 5 of those guys. I'm thinking we can do this in a military fashion here.
Feast of Sukkot, Shemini Atzeret.
If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury.
Honor the Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against.
The Torah of being a Nazir.
Yeah, that's right. And who wants to be a Nazarene? Anyone want to be a Nazarene here?
Not
Nobody?
Not at the moment.
Why not at the moment?
Because I like grapes.
Oh, okay. You like grapes? We never have grapes.
Oh, if we did have somebody out there.
All right. Blow the trumpet on the new moon and feast. That is not a command. We
Take that
have
out.
to fix that. There is no command that says blow the trumpet on the new moon. It is out of Psalms. So we do have this incorrect. We need to fix that. Wear tzitzits on the four corners of your garments. Children of the Most High. We are talking men, women, children, anybody who considers themselves to be a child of the Most High. It says we're supposed to wear tzitzits on the four corners of our garments.
Laws of whoever touches a corpse. Follow Yahuwah's laws of inheritance.
Torah of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Okay, and this is notice the asterisk here. When in the land, the laws of a murder and the victims' families. And again, we added this in there because it was very, very super good advice that we should be keeping. And if we are not, well, then we're actually not keeping Yah's laws. We're here sitting here battling dogs as well, guys. So a little disturbance in the force. Number 111. Do not take or add away from the word. Okay, and so we are dealing with a lot of stuff right here. Hold on, guys. I'm just making sure my dogs don't end up in some kind of riot. Where were we going to this? Do not, okay. And so Deuteronomy 4:2, guys, I really, this is like one of my favorite, if not the favorite-est verses, right? It clearly tells us that we are not to add to or take away from the word of Yah. And so if we are doing that in any way, shape, or form, that is a problem. And that is why we have been going over the letters of Brother Paul, and there are things in Brother Shaul's stuff that is not in Torah. One, for example, is that he says widows need to be 60 years old. He clarifies what a widow is. He clarifies all these things about deacons and various things of this nature. We've never heard of this. So it sounds odd to us that we hear of things like this, but it's important why we are writing this Torah on our heart, mind, and soul right now, so that we can, when we see things outside of the Torah, it raises red flags, and we know how to do this. Guard your soul.
Learn to fear Yahuwah.
Important. Look at that. There's a lot in there for learn to fear Yahuwah, and they start in Deuteronomy. And the fear of Yahuwah is not putting the laws of our Creator on the cross. That has no fear. It's not fearing him at all. It's laughing at him. It's making a mockery of him.
You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart.
Bind the laws upon your hand and the frontlets between your eyes.
Write the laws on your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah.
Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah.
Do not be afraid of your enemies. Remember Yahuwah.
Circumcise your heart.
Cleave to Yahuwah.
Swear by his name. Destroy graven images.
Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim.
Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with. Okay, let's go back to 125. It says, do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do with their Elohim. I see Christians wearing crosses all over their neck all the time, right? That is what is that? That's a graven image.
That's a graven image. They worship the cross.
They worship the cross, and you see it everywhere. You see every church, everything in there. I mean, the Catholic Church, I mean, if you look at the statues and the stuff all around there, it is an absolute anti-Torah regime that they're running right there. All right, next. Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes.
Do not hearken to the words of false prophets.
Kill the false prophet.
Okay, now we're getting into the later commandments that we have right here, and these are the ones that they're interesting, right? It has an asterisk, right? Commandment 129. It says, "Kill the false prophets." These are hard words to hear, especially to a bunch of grace-ridden people that don't understand what it means to kill the false prophets. And even though those are hard words to hear, that is what we are supposed to do. Men should be men, women should be women, and men need to do what men need to do. And if there's people that are false prophets, they are going to be bringing people away from Yah. And if they are how do we know if they're a false prophet or not?
They go against the Torah.
They go against Torah. What is the one thing that they said, that Yah said?
If they tell you to go after other mighty ones.
Right, if they tell you to go after mighty ones, take them outside the city gates and kill them. Okay, next.
Do not listen and kill those who try to turn you away from Yahuwah, even if they are family members.
Again, hard words to hear, right? These are the people that come to your door and try to sell you another Elohim, right? In the holy land that we are in, if those kind of peoples came to the land like that, it would be an issue. Now, I need to pause real quick. Jaden, will you go please take care of Jerry and make sure he doesn't attack Leo? Thank you. Next.
If a city has turned away from Yahuwah, burn the city and kill all inhabitants.
Again, these are hard commandments to hear, right? This is talking about an entire city that has turned away from Yah in the land that they were at, right? The entire city is supposed to be burned, and nothing is ever supposed to repopulate that city.
Do
Okay.
not cut yourselves for the dead.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes.
You shall not eat any abominable thing.
You shall give to a stranger of clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it.
And we always thought that was a very strange command, because we have a commandment that we are not, if something dies of itself, we are not to eat it. But there is a commandment further that says you can give it to a stranger. And we don't know exactly what the stranger is. He's probably poor, but you can give him that. But just I would give him forewarning, this food may kill you. Okay, give your tithe of your increase of your seed year by year. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean you should go to a 501c3 church and you should be giving 10% to that guy in the pulpit that has you there for 2 hours?
No, this is for the Levites because they didn't have their own crops, didn't have stuff, so you would give it to them and you would be feeding them.
Right, and how do we tithe in today's world that we're in?
We can help the poor, we can help the widow, the
Yeah,
fatherless.
and if you are literally taking your money and you are giving it to a Sunday worshiping church, you're feeding the devil. The devil is there's no Yah in these 501c3 churches. There's just not there. Okay? Laws of the end of the 7-year release. And that's yet another thing that Yah has that is simply amazing. The Jubilee year and being released and going back to if you were a slave, getting out of slavery, and it's an amazing setup and concept Yah has made for us. Okay?
Do not borrow from the nations.
Yep. Do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor. And this was actually talking in a Jubilee year, especially in a Jubilee year. If somebody comes to you in year 5 and they're totally broke, Yah says you're supposed to hand them the money. You're supposed to give it to them, and your heart should not be hardened because you know in 2 years you have a release and you're not going to get anything back. Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar.
3 times a year, all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant Asherah poles near the altar.
Yeah, and we could not figure out this whole command either. Maybe Emissary Elohim can shed some light on this. We don't know why anybody would ever put up an Asheroth pole near the altar, because if we saw them putting up an Asheroth pole, we'd go kill them. That's just the way it is. Yah has all that. If you had somebody out there doing evil, we would go kill them. So we don't know exactly why you wouldn't put an Asheroth pole near an altar. You shouldn't have an Asheroth pole anywhere. So anyway, that's still a commandment. Any man or woman that has done wicked things in your gates,
They shall be taken out.
Yeah, they should be taken out and stoned. Okay, we got a little
Typo.
So again, this is hard things to hear, right? This talks everybody. We would be killing off tons and tons of people if we lived in a righteous world. Okay, but how do we do it? How do we kill them off? Well, there must be 2 or 3 witnesses, right? You cannot kill them at the count of 1.
It can't be one person versus one person. It'd be 2 or 3.
Yep.
Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
And there's a prophet test of Deuteronomy, right? There is an actual test of prophecy. How do they do this? What do they do? And I have never yet found somebody who is a prophet. Jim Staley went out and he decided he was going to be a prophet. And he gave all this stuff and said all these timelines, and he failed. Jim Staley himself failed Deuteronomy test of this. And so we got to be very careful with these people. Nicole, what do you got?
Emissary of Elohim says go to Jeremiah 10 with me.
I'm there.
So
All right,
Jade's,
Jeremiah 10, we're here. And this is about the Asheroth pole.
yeah.
All right, start at the verse 1.
What's it saying there? Kate, you got the dogs over there, please.
That's the box.
All right, chapter 10 says, Hear the word which Yahuwah speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus said Yahuwah, Do not learn the way of the Gentiles, and do not be frightened by the signs of the Shamaim, for the Gentiles are frightened by them. For the prescribed customs of these peoples are worthless, for one cuts a tree from the forest, or for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They adorn it with silver and gold, and they fasten it with nails and hammers, so that it does not topple. So
Doesn't this sound like a
basically,
Christmas tree?
The
Yeah.
Christmas tree
Oh, the Christmas tree.
is their Asheroth pole. That's what I'm
But
getting.
here's the
I don't
thing: is if we were in the land, emissary of Elohim, if you saw some dude or some person doing this, you would just kill them, right? We're talking about in the land,
Right.
So if you see a guy out there making a Christmas tree, I hate to say it, you should kill him. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I know these are hard words to hear, but okay. So yeah, so it's I guess like a Christmas tree or something of the sort. I just don't know why they would ever be in the land making an
Yeah, I
Asherah
mean,
pole to
wouldn't there
begin
be
with.
someone around the altar at all times? When you do someone in that area, I mean,
You see some guy right outside the temple
Trying to put up
sneaking
a
a
tree.
Christmas tree. Yeah,
I
smote
mean,
him.
if someone's trying to put up a pole in like the temple, you'd be like taking it out real fast.
And for those who do not know what the Christmas tree is, it's Nimrod's it's I don't know how to say this right.
Frontal vision.
Yeah, it's his private parts of Nimrod is what they did. I mean, the whole thing is completely satanic. And then what's sick is you have these little kids get on their hands and knees, and they open their presents, right? They're getting in front of Nimrod, and the thing is adorned with silver and gold, and there's so much great evil into this stuff. Thank you, Emissary of Elohim, for that. Appreciate it. All right, next.
We are.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line. Not an inch, not a foot, nothing. It's not yours. Don't do it. How to deal with false witnesses among Torah keepers. You guys remember that? What does it say? How to deal with them?
Basically, they are punished for what they've done. Like basically, to have like witnesses.
What they had to do to their person.
Right. Okay. First child is to get double portions, and these are commands that we can definitely do today, for sure. Okay. The law of the wayward son.
So basically, this is more of an adult son. This isn't like a child, because parents should be able to deal with their children, but it's like adult son that is no longer be able to be controlled or doing wickedness.
Yeah, and basically, you're supposed to take them to the people of the city, the mom and dad, on this child, and this child, it wasn't a child. Let me not say a child, because they qualified person as a drunkard and a glutton. And so if your child is a drunkard, then you should probably be drugged outside the city gates and stoned as well, for letting the child become a drunkard. But this is a child that has gone, not a child, but a man that has gone way out of his ways. He didn't just do like Noah did and get a quick drink and end up naked for some reason. He was very bad, and he was destroying
it's
lives.
More than once. This is like a drunkard thing.
Yeah, this
like
is
getting drunk once isn't considered drunkard, but multiple times.
When you can't, it's not even multiple times. It is a lifestyle. Like a drunkard is a lifestyle. I mean, the men can get sloshed or whatnot, but a drunkard it's basically from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, and it's a terrible lifestyle. Okay. Last one that we have right now, Commandment 152. If a man is hung to death, he shall not remain all night. And again, we have an asterisk right there, because that's not something you're probably going to deal with. If you find a man in the tree, you probably want to call your authorities. In the land, we will be men, and we will just cut that down and stick him in the ground, because Yah does not want his land defiled. Yeah, polluted. All right. Well, thank you very much. Nicole, do you have anything going on in the chat room?
We have a couple people that have joined, which is I Am Clay now.
I am Clay, yeah.
He needs prayer, or they need prayers, or no, guy or girl, sorry. They moved to go to Charis Bible School, and he has warfare going on with moving, and now his vehicle and his place is being compromised, so we need to pray.
Okay.
And
I
then
am Clay. All right, Clay. I am Clay. We will put you into our prayer request list.
Worldwide Widow is
Hey,
also
Worldwide
here.
Widow is here. Hey, we appreciate you. All right.
And Zachariah Z
Yep.
is currently a Nazarite.
Is he Nazarite? He's taking the Nazarite vow.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, very good. And those are special people to Yah, because they're set apart. And so that's what we ultimately should be. And I was a little disappointed I didn't get 3 cheers out of you guys when I was like, hey, who wants to be a Nazarite? Not now, Dad. Okay. Anyway, let's get on to it. Today's we are in Deuteronomy 22, and let's begin. Is everyone ready? Eli, you paying attention here?
Yep.
Okay, good. You shall not see your brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide yourself from them. You shall in any case bring them again unto your brother.
So this is a new command.
It's a new
It's kind of like the enemies one. It's like basically it's your brother. When you see your brother's ox going astray, bring him back.
Yeah, and if Yah really... See, this is the thing, these first 3 verses here, this is something I think that everyone should really take note of. Lots of things can happen, right? We're going to go into this little thing. I'm gonna break it for you. In verse 3, it talks about a guy losing his clothes, right? Yah says if you find guys' clothes, bring it back to him. Same thing here. If you find somebody and their sheep is gone, their ox is gone, something like that, to us, guys, are you paying attention here?
Yep.
To us, things like that are very important.
Right.
Things like that. Our clothes, our oxen, our cows, things like that, right?
Our property.
That's what means everything to us. And so Yah understands that it's this little tiny things that affect the humans a lot. Little things affect us. So that's the first command. You got that, Nicole?
Which one? Sorry, I was letting the dog
First
out.
one, yeah, she's fighting the dogs. All right. So first one is a new command.
It's
but
saying
we
your
might-
neighbor, brother's cattle going astray.
Isn't this one like return?
Nope, but that was your.
We'll
this was your
go
brother.
over this one
Okay.
later. We'll go over
Okay.
these today. That is a command.
Got it.
We may have to fill
Okay.
it into the older commands, because it may just be a sub command. But verse 2. And if your brother be not nigh unto you, or if you know him not, then you shall bring it unto your own house, and it shall be with you until your brother seek after it, and you shall restore it to him again.
So this isn't your physical brother, it's just a Yahshua.
Well, everybody's your brother, right?
Right.
Everyone in our chat rooms, our brothers, our sisters, our families. Messiah Yahushua was like, he's like, hey, your mother, your brothers have come to see you. He's like, who's my mother?
So basically, if you find some cow walking on the road, you don't want to go away. You grab the cow and bring it to your house until someone comes looking for it, and then you give it to them.
That is the proper way to do it. If you leave it out there,
If you don't know whose it is, you can't just go get it. Someone and be like, "Hey, this is yours." Be like, "Yeah, it's mine," but it's not theirs. Really, you
Right.
wait for someone to come looking for it.
right, and this is the Yah's perfect right ruling and all this stuff. Verse 3. In like manner shall you do with his donkey, and so shall you do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of your brothers, which he has lost, and you have found, shall you do likewise. You may not hide yourself. Okay, so these are important things. This gets down into the heart of humans. And this is why everybody's like, oh, God knows my heart. He knows that I love him and this and that. Well, that's the thing why he has little commands like this. It says you may not hide yourself, because it's real easy. You find a guy's wallet and he has $5,000 in it, to take off with the wallet and he'll never see anything again, right? It's not to be like this. Yah does not want it like this. 4. You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fall down by the way, and hide yourself from them. You shall surely help him lift them up again. Now, does your guys say donkey or the other word?
Mine says
Donkey.
donkey and ox.
Yeah, all right. The man shall not wear that which pertains unto a man.
No, the
What?
woman.
Oh,
You said
jeez.
man.
Sorry, yeah, that should not do it. All right, let me try that again. The woman shall not wear that which pertains unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all they that do so are abomination unto Yahuwah Eloheka. I think this deserves some thought here, right?
Right.
I have to throw your mother under the bus. She wears pants. And yeah, she would wear pants because if she wore a dress, she would end up in the ER, because with 10 pit bulls, when they decide to go out the door, they go out the door. Now, if they go between your legs, they go between everything. When they fly, there's 10 100-pound animals flying out the door. So your mom would be on a trek. She'd be on a cruise out the door with the dogs, probably on the ground. So what does this mean? And is she breaking the laws of Yah because she wears pants?
I don't know. I mean, the pants you wear are kind of like designed for women, so I don't know.
What does this mean that women what do we know of today about men and women like this?
There's a lot of them.
A lot of dudes that put on makeup, high heels, and a wig, or not even that. Some of them like do chemical stuff that like makes them other genders, right?
Yep.
So where is the line? What is the line drawing? How do we get your mother back in covenant if she's going to get killed with the dogs? And I'm just kind of throwing this out there for discussion.
I mean, her pants are like built for women pants, so I mean that's kind of like a woman's garment, right?
I think so. I don't think because
I mean they weren't men's pants; they were designed for women.
yeah, they absolutely. So this is where we have to have the fine line. Where do we hold the line?
What was a man's garment back then? What did it look
I mean,
like?
I thought they all had that,
Was
like,
it
that
just
one
a
piece
giant
thing.
cloak and they
It was
wrapped
like
it around them?
I don't know. I thought it was like a giant onesie. I don't know if they had pants or anything back in the day or any of that stuff out there. I don't know what the dress attire was. Maybe Emissary of Elohim would know. I don't know. We do know that when Rachel was coming out of there, right, she stayed on when she stole the idols from her dad, that she stayed on her stuff, and she was in like a woman's time and woman's garb, and she couldn't get up. So what is the difference here?
Zechariah Z says if they're women's pants, then it's a non-issue. And Emissary of Elohim says pants are different.
Pants are different. Okay, and that's kind of where I was going with this on this. When men are trying to look like women and women are trying to look like men, like the women will cut their hairs like a dude and put on like a baseball cap and like completely dress as a dude. They'll put on jeans, look like a dude. I mean, you wouldn't know them as being women anymore. And so I think this is where it is. I think if we are in a functional farm out in the middle of anywhere, your mom is not trying to tell me that she is a man or something because she's wearing pants. So,
Emissary of Elohim says everyone wore robes. Now everyone wears pants.
right. And like a robe, I say that is like, I don't know what the word is. I think we used to call them like muumuus or something. I don't know if that's even the right thing, but I think women wear a onesie. It's like a giant onesie for women. But yeah, so what is the difference, guys? It is your intent that you are trying to make yourself another gender, right?
You're like trying to like
Gender bender, no good. Not at all.
All right.
Okay.
That's kind of what Worldwide Widow said. To change genders of humans.
Right. Okay. So I think we're good with that. Anyone have any questions? Everyone good?
No,
Thank you guys.
I think that's clarified.
I love you guys in the comment section. I really, truly do. It is amazing to be able to have this kind of support structure because we'd have to sit here and like investigate a lot of the stuff where you guys have this stuff. So Yah's people are awesome. All right.
So, Brother Glenn says, looking at the clothing they wore in those days looked the same. The meaning of it is the women should not wear battle gear.
Battle gear, and that is a soldier telling us that as well, which is very true. And I don't even know when they allowed women into the military, but I remember that first. I think it was I don't know if it was gays first and then women. I think it was gays. They let gay folks in and then they let women in. And any soldier that's a soldier, or any man that's a man, absolutely knows that if you're fighting alongside a woman, it's not the same gig, and it will basically cripple a military doing things like this. And for the sake of having everybody have human rights and things like that, it's insanity that you have your women fight alongside your men. All right, anything else on that?
Nope.
Verse 6: If a bird's nest chance to be, that didn't even sound right. If a bird's nest chance to be before you in the way, in any tree or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, or the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, you shall not take the dam with the young.
All right, let me reread that.
The Grand told us one time the dam is a bird, so we're not swearing.
No, it's
Wait.
a mom.
A mom?
No,
Oh, that's
it's
right.
a
It's a
bird, it's a
mom.
mom.
I don't know why there's like bird's nest chance or whatever, but here's what it says. When you come upon a bird's nest along the way, in any tree or on the ground, with young ones or eggs, with the mother sitting on the young or the eggs, do not take the mother with the young.
Okay, I don't know what a bird's nest chance is either, but I guess if there's a chance you run upon a bird's
And
nest.
that's what it's supposed to be, because mine says if a bird's nest should chance to be before you. So if you happen to come
Climb a
along a
tree?
bird's nest,
Climb a
it's
tree.
on
So
the
some birds put their
ground
nest on the
or-
ground.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. So let's read 7 and then let's discuss this. But you shall in any wise let the dam go and take the young to you, that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days. Now, this is more qualifications and qualities and heart of Yah, right? This is what is this saying right here, boys?
Don't take the mother. Don't take the creatures that give more creatures.
Don't take the mother is what it says.
Right.
But why?
Because they can produce more.
Right. Well, but it says take the babies, but let the mother go, right? What would happen if you took the mother bird?
No more babies for
The
it.
babies would die. Well, that's the thing. The babies would die, right? There's nobody to take care of them. So he's saying, if you need the birds, take the babies with you, but let the mother go. Don't do it the other way, because you'll kill all 4 of them together, right?
Right.
All right. So let's go into 8. When you build a new house, then you shall make a battlement for your roof, that you bring not blood upon your house, if any man fall from thence.
So basically, you gotta play a gate around your roof.
Okay, let me first of all, Nicole. we're gonna have to go back on these. These were commands, right?
Yeah.
6 and 7 more commands we got to add in there.
Yeah.
Now, this is something I did not know when we first read this long ago. I didn't understand this, and I've had a guy argue with me. He's like, "Look, your God just wants to create a government, and you can't even have a roof without like something on it." Now, here's what
flat.
people don't understand is back in the days, these people lived on their roofs, right? They went out and they got up there, and that was another part of their room. It was another part of
Right.
their
I
house.
remember Peter when he got his vision of the animals.
Right.
He was on the roof.
Yeah, he was on the roof. And so it is obviously some sort of issue that us as humans could possibly be a little bit clumsy. We might be a little tired. We might think we're taking a step off onto the roof and we take a step into the ditch. It's a problem, right? And so Yah says right there, when you build a house, you need to make a battlement for your roof.
And I
Now,
don't think roofs were like triangular shaped like
No.
they are now. They were flatter. They were like
they were livable roofs, right? You were able to get up on top of them and do what you need, which is probably a good idea. I don't know why we went away from things like that. Maybe to drain the water off. I don't know. But that is a commandment, right? And so this is something that if we had a flat roof or people lived on our roof, we would absolutely need to keep this command. And in the land, you would do this, right? You would need, and what is a battlement, folks?
parapet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one says
I
parapet.
think it's kind of like a fence thing around.
yeah, I
it.
think it's a guard.
so
a
people can't
gate.
roll off the roof.
Yeah, you can't just flip right
Mine
into
says
the
a
ground.
railing.
Railing.
around.
There you go. And yours is an amplified Bible?
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Thank you guys. All right. 9. You shall not sow your vineyard with diverse seeds, lest the fruit of your seed which you have sown and the fruit of your vineyard be defiled. Okay, I got caught up in the middle of that thing. Okay, what are we dealing with here, guys? Because we've talked about this before, and we do have a command already for
Right.
this. What are we talking about?
We're talking about basically throwing seeds together and like it mixes like the
Like what I believe that how the Japanese folks will do it. Well, they'll take like a whole piles of all these various seeds and stuff and just throw them out, and then what comes up comes up. So Yah says he doesn't want us to do that. Why?
Because it's like mixing the fruit stuff. They're not like the pure fruits anymore.
Remember we went through that before, and somebody was talking about pollination and how pollination was actually happening, and if you had diverse stuff in here, that the pollination is completely wrong, as well as you're not going to get, from a farmer's perspective, I'll tell you that if you just toss all of your stuff in together, you are not going to have very strong stuff. Like if you plant a whole field of corn and you plant it 1 foot apart, the corn will grow up, it'll be totally weak. They need at least like 2 feet. How far apart do we put ours?
I think almost 3.
Almost 3 feet. And when you put them 3 feet apart, they're definitely spread out, but the sun can get to them and they grow up much stronger and things of that nature. All right, so that would be a command as well, or a sub-command for us, Nicole.
Okay.
10, you shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. Maybe Emissary of Elohim has a better explanation for
I
this.
think because the ox is stronger, the donkey would have to pull like a certain amount of weight, where the donkey isn't as strong as
Wait
the
a minute.
ox.
It says an ox is a clean animal and a donkey is an unclean animal.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second. Why would that matter, though, if you're plowing with a clean and unclean?
I don't know. It just says you shall not plow with an ox, a clean animal, and a donkey, an unclean together.
Huh.
In 2 Corinthians 6:14 through 16.
That's
where
what
that's from.
2 Corinthians.
Yeah, it has a footnote to that, Mom.
Way back over there. Okay, well, that's because Paul's repeating that, is why it says that.
Yeah,
I mean, in what he says. Now, does anyone in the chat have any idea why we wouldn't plow with an unclean animal and a clean animal? I think Jaden's right. I mean, an ox is going to be way bigger than a donkey.
Donkeys have to pull a huge load trying to keep up with the ox.
Yeah, and so I don't think that would be right. I don't think you would want to, at least from a longevity standpoint of the donkey.
Donkey ain't gonna make it.
Optimal
You
perspective.
probably want to get 2 donkey, but it says not to do an unclean animal. So does that mean you would not plow with 2 donkeys?
It says it's about yoking. That's what Emissary of Elohim says.
Oh, well, it basically one's stronger than the other one, right?
Yep.
Right.
And
But-
so Zechariah, Isaiah, they're not evenly yoked, like the size. And
Right,
stuff.
but guys on the chat room, what would the difference be between an unclean animal? Are we not to plow with an unclean animal? Why did it even bring that up exactly?
I mean, we're not gonna plow with pigs. So they're like not meant for that. But
Yeah,
You could probably harness up like 30 pigs and have them drive something. I mean, it would
That's a lot
probably
of pigs.
scare them away, you know?
like
Like,
2 ox, you just take 2 ox and you go run it.
well, it's not as easy as you think. It's going to be harder than that. I don't know if anyone in there has that. It is a command, nonetheless. We don't know why. Maybe we'll come up with something in a bit, but let's move on. 11. You shall not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. Now, that's a sub-commandment because we already have that commandment. And for anybody who doesn't understand that, there's a lot of people like, well, you can't mix cotton and polyester, or that's not what it's talking about, right? It says wool and linen, and a lot of translations don't say that. It says just mixed linens or something, which is not a right translation. But there are physical properties of wool and physical properties of linen that when you combine them, they create a vibrating frequency that is unhealthy to humans. And we didn't know that when we first started studying Torah. And we're like, well, what does it matter if you have wool and linen? And then we started studying that, and it becomes very clear that you would be vibrating in a very bad way if you put that up on you guys. Okay, anything in the chat room?
Just that the 2 Corinthians 6:14 is do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers.
Right.
So that's why those two
Right.
are
No,
correlating together.
I understand. I get that. I just don't know why you would not plow with an unclean animal. I think it must be unyoked is what we're dealing with completely versus clean and unclean animal, because I just can't imagine that. I think plowing with 2 donkeys, I think that's totally fine.
And Mr. Hill said so they plow straight lines.
Plow straight
Because
line.
it might be-
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
right.
ox might pull in this way, and the donkey can't keep that
Well, yeah,
same
and that's
straight line.
sweet. It'd be like having a lawnmower engine and a Ferrari, on the same car, and one would just go completely haywire. Okay, here we go. Verse 12. You shall make fringes upon the 4 quarters of your vesture wherewith you cover yourself.
Mine
that's
says
rough.
tassels on the 4 corners of your garment.
Okay, yes. And so what is this in it, everyone?
It's easy.
Tzitzits. All right, and so why is it important to have tzitzits?
So we remember.
Remember the
Yahuwah.
commands. We show ourselves different in the nations. That the nations will notice that we are different.
And in the end times, people will look to the tzitzits, right? People will see that you have an all blue tzitzit and say, "Hey, take us to your Elohim. Show us how to find your Elohim. Tell us about this." But the Jews will have white tzitzits because they are out of covenant with Yah, and they are not what they say they're Yah's people, but they have abortion clinics and white tzitzits. So I don't know what to say. 13. If any man take a woman and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to be his woman, and he hates her. And lo, he has given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not your daughter a maid. Hold on, Kate. And yet these things are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
All right, yours says occasion. Mine says abusive charges.
Abusive charges.
14.
14 and
Yep.
in 17.
14 says, okay, so it says abusive charges. Okay, there's some discussion here. What do we got? This is a man who basically has gone against his wife, or basically married her, and
He lied about it.
hey, well, he lied or she lied. Somebody lied. She was not a virgin when they went to do the do, and here is the problem. And so there's some things in 17 that I guess we should take note of. I would guess back in the day that the sheets of the bed were probably taken up and given to the parents after marriage is the only thing I can possibly think of. And it was a token that their daughter was pure. And I know all you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to get into it. But that is what I am seeing right there. So this is a rule for people that when you have issues, and if a guy is saying that this is this is not a good woman, this is how you deal with her. Okay, so let's go into that. Anyone have any questions or anything?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, and they shall immense him in 100 shekels. This is if the guy is ruthless. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Oh, okay, did I miss one?
You missed 18.
Missed 18. Okay, so what you're supposed to do, and lo has give occasion of the speech against her, saying, I have not found your daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Very awkward day. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him, and they shall immense him in 100 shekels of silver. Does yours guys say? Oh, fine him.
They have to fine him 100 pieces.
And give them unto the father of the damsel, because he has brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Yashrael, and she shall be his woman. He may not put her away all his days.
So because of what he did, he's never allowed to divorce her.
Yeah, well, I don't, after you did that to your wife, I don't know so much as you would want to be sticking around. I think she would make your life, if you were having problems prior to this, it's not going to make this any better at all.
Maybe over time.
I don't know about over time. This is one of these things. This is like one of these public shaming things that is, it's really hard to deal with. But there was obviously some sort of issues that Yah has put this kind of stuff there so that we can get through things like this. Because if there were not rules for things like this, then there's could be all sorts of crazy stuff. So this is how to deal with this. All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
All righty. 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, so that's what they call it. Tokens of virginity is your bed sheets. Okay. So you know. Well, that's it would be an important thing. You would listen, if this was a law that you had, then as a damsel and you would take your sheets and you would give it to your parents, because it is something that would protect you later on.
Something like from some crazy person like this.
Well, yeah, and I mean these are awkward things to talk about, but life is somewhat awkward. Okay, 21. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she has wrought folly in Yashrael to play the whore in her father's house. So shall you put evil away from among you. Hard words to hear, folks.
So you kill her?
You kill her. Yeah, no, and that is where, I mean, this is why you would absolutely take the tokens of her virginity, and they would be in a safe spot, in the safest spot of the house you can find. Probably that nobody could ever find this stuff unless you ran into a situation such as this. Because, I mean, it could save your daughter's life or whatever. Okay, 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a man, then they shall both die, both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall ye put evil away from Yashrael.
I think you need to read that first sentence again because that didn't sound right.
Okay. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a man.
Okay, another man's wife. Okay.
Yeah, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. Okay, so I'll tell you guys something very interesting about South America that I had never seen this. We all know what Las Vegas is all about, right? There's literally Las Vegas is the city of it's horrible. It's a horrible place. Definitely the last place you should ever be. You should never ever be there. Now, when we left North America, we did not realize that infidelity and adultery was just a ginormous thing. When you leave North America, in Mexico, starting in Mexico and all across, there's motels that are drive-in motels for like quick hours, right? And it is a very, very strange thing. And I will tell you, we were so famished, we were nearly dead driving through Mexico. We got stuck for 9 days. I went and found a motel, and I went and looked in this room, and I ran. I ran completely out of this room. I had no idea any of this stuff ever existed in this world, but it wasn't just Mexico. It's like there's an adultery club in the world, and you drive into it, and it's like they hide their cars in a little garage as they do great evil. So if the world that we are living in is like this, all of these people, all of these little motels like this, they would be burned down, burned to the ground. So this is very important for any of the youth that are out there, that if you are ever thinking of defiling your body, you absolutely should not. You guys need to save yourself for holiness. You need to save yourself for Yah, and that you need to be pure in everything you do. There is no time you should ever give up your body for any reason whatsoever, ever. So stay holy. Okay, let's go. Back down to 29.
We are at
23.
23. Wow, I just went to the end. Okay. If a damsel that is a virgin to be betrothed unto a man, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he has humbled his neighbor's woman. So you shall put away evil from among you. Okay, these are hard things to hear and listen to, but I mean, this is all about adultery, and this is all about, not even adultery. This is if a woman is being raped but doesn't call it rape, right? This is a consensual act. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah,
you guys getting this?
I got it.
I think you guys are getting it.
Don't have a lot of commentary for this chapter. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. You guys are a little...
it was all good up until this point. Now I've got nothing to say.
I know you guys are too... I've left you in this house for too long. You've never been out, and you've never been on a date. Have you ever seen a woman?
Barely.
Barely. Okay, so anyway, this is where we're going to 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel you shall do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slays him, even so is this matter. So this is if you are raped and you are screaming out, you are safe from sin, right? There's no sin that is on
not
you.
your fault.
And you need to kill the guy that is doing the do. For sure. Definitely kill him. 27. Right?
Yep.
For if he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, then there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto her the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his woman, because he has humbled her, and he may not put her away all his days. Okay, then the last verse is super easy. Do you guys understand what we're talking about here? Right? This is talking about what everybody in the world does right now, right? They all do this. If the world was the right place, then you would go as a kid and you give your shekels to the man, or you find this kid, and you're supposed to be married, right?
Right.
If you do this kind of act, you are supposed to marry this person and all the days of your life, right? Or you become an adulterer, right? And you don't want that. Do we have any questions so far? Anything at all? All right, last verse. A man shall not take his father's woman, nor discover his father's skirt. Okay, and we had Reuben do this, right? Reuben.
That's probably why there's a law here.
There's probably a reason there's a law right here, and it makes a lot of sense, right? You should not uncover the nakedness of your family. It does not matter what part of the family it is. You should not be doing this. So it's bad. All right. Anyone else have anything?
Zachariah Z says, "Count your blessings, young man."
Yes, count your blessings. Absolutely.
And his wife Rhiannon says, "You're not missing anything."
Yeah, you're not. Absolutely. And for you guys, youth, I know there's a lot of youth out there who do listen to this that are stuck in the real world. And I know you guys go to public schools and you guys go around the worldly and things of this nature. I promise you, you'll never find love like this. The best love you will ever find is people who are based in the Torah. And if any kid out there ever pressures you guys to do things that are inappropriate, this is not the person for you. This is not the person Yah has called for you, because it is about wedlock. It is about marriage. You guys need to hold yourself tried and true. There are things, like the 144,000. When it talks about the 144,000, it says that it's people who are not defiled with the other sex. So it is something important to our Creator, and it should be important to you. And once you guys give this up, you'll never get it back. And like Rihanna says, you're not missing out on anything. So I think this was a wild chapter. Anyone else have anything?
No, not really. We talk about a lot of St. Peter and Proverbs, so.
Yep. And so, yeah, thank you guys. I guess this will wrap up our Shabbat reading with you guys, and much love, I guess, to everybody out there. And I will finish this by saying again, our blessings come a lot from you guys. And literally, we don't get out. We don't have a lot of family. We don't have people that we talk to, but we talk to you guys, and we talk to you guys nearly daily. And that makes you guys our family. That makes you guys our kin. And we cannot wait until this kingdom comes and we can all meet you guys and we can have a blast. It's going to be a heyday. And, we need, until that day comes, we need to seek righteousness. We need to seek holiness. We need to keep our hands clean, our hearts clean, our minds clean, everything that we have, it needs to be clean. We need to walk to our Creator in a spotless fashion, because He is clean, He is righteous, and there's no wickedness in Him. And so we must attest to be this. We must attain greatness by our walk in the Torah. And that is the only way we'll ever be anything at all, is if we are not great in the Torah, we will not be good people, and we'll be evil in the sight of our Creator. All right, so I guess that is it.
Emissary of Elohim says we need to play music on the way out as well.
All right, maybe we'll get some music on the way out
Break
one of
out
these
the
days,
violin.
brother. Yeah, the violins or something. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, that's it. Much love to everybody out there. Huge hugs, huge loves, and Shabbat Shalom. May Yahuwah bless you. May He keep you guys. May He keep you safe. May He forever dwell in you. May you guys forever seek His ways, and may He forever put you in the palm of His hand. Much love to you guys. We love you.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.